The following is an orientation to the Canyon's Leadership and Administrator Support System for building and district administrators. CLASS is the evaluation tool designed by Canyon School District to evaluate and support building administrators in their professional growth. Class D is the evaluation tool designed by Canyon School District to evaluate and support district administrators in their professional growth. The two systems are founded upon the Utah Educational Leadership Standards. Both systems support Canyon School District's MTSS framework. The purposes of the two systems are to ensure that every student receives high-quality instruction every day, to develop and maintain effective and highly effective educational leaders, to support instructional leaders in developing and leading practices that improve school climate and student progress, to ensure the appropriate management of resources, to increase the use of public practice applications, to provide feedback to educational leaders about instruction and leadership, to appraise administrators according to their effectiveness, and to provide a basis for decisions affecting employment. Utah Administrator Evaluation Law requires that provisional and probationary administrators be summatively evaluated annually. Career administrators will be summatively evaluated during Career 3 of their growth cycle and will receive a summative overall rating which will be reported annually. Career administrators may also be summatively evaluated any time their immediate supervisor deems necessary. Newly hired administrative employees are provisional with the district for 3 years. A district employee who accepts another position that is substantially different from the position in which career status was achieved is returned to provisional status in the new position for 3 years. To assist provisional administrators in their new assignment, a mentor is assigned to the administrator during their provisional years. State law also indicates that when a career administrator's evaluation is rated not effective or minimally effective, a plan of assistance will be provided. It is also important to note that the evaluation instrument must be reliable, valid, and consistent with the Utah Educational Leadership Standards. There are 7 standards in CLASS that focus on student achievement, shared vision, PBIS, quality instruction, resource management, communication and collaboration, and ethical conduct. Also, there are 7 standards in Class D that focus on visionary leadership, teaching and learning, management for learning, community engagement, ethical leadership, school improvement through systems leadership, and equity and cultural responsiveness. There are 3 separate components which comprise the summative overall rating: leadership quality, stakeholder input, and student growth. There are 4 possible ratings for provisional administrators: highly effective, effective, emerging effective, and not effective. All Canyon's administrators are expected to be rated as effective or highly effective. However, emerging effective is considered satisfactory for provisional administrators. Please note, provisional administrators should be rated effective or highly effective by the end of Provisional 3. For both Class and Class D, the provisional administrator's requirements are summarized on the provisional administrator's growth cycle for Provisional 1, Provisional 2, and Provisional 3 administrators. If a provisional administrator's leadership quality rating, LQR, or summative overall rating, SOR, is not effective, the administrator will receive Tier 2 support, a memo of concern with identified assistance, and will be notified that employment with the district is in question. If the provisional administrator's subsequent LQR or SOR is emerging effective, effective, or highly effective, the provisional educator advances to the next Class or Class D cycle. Once a provisional administrator has successfully completed Provisional 3 requirements, the administrator attains career status and advances to Career 1 of the Career Administrator Growth Cycle. The Career Administrator Growth Cycle for both Class and Class D summarizes the requirements for Career 1, Career 2, and Career 3. There are 4 possible ratings for career administrators: highly effective, effective, minimally effective, and not effective. All Canyon's administrators are expected to be rated effective or highly effective. If a career administrator's leadership quality rating or summative overall rating is minimally effective or not effective, the administrator will receive Tier 2 supports, a plan of assistance, which may not exceed 120 school days, will be notified that employment with the district is in question and will be placed on probation. It is the administrator's responsibility to improve performance to satisfactory levels. Career 3 is then repeated. If the career administrator's subsequent LQR or SOR is effective or highly effective, the administrator is then advanced to Career 1, removed from probation, and career status is reinstated. Please note, career administrators who have been placed on probation for unsatisfactory performance and are again unsatisfactory within a 3-year period are subject to non-renewal or employment termination pursuant to district policy. If the career administrator's subsequent LQR or SOR is minimally effective or not effective, the administrator's employment with the district will be terminated, or, at the discretion of the superintendent, a change of assignment may be made. Let's take a few minutes to review the Class D process and what is required for each component. First is self-assessment and goal setting, also known as the Professional Growth Plan, which correlates with student growth. Every year, each administrator creates a Professional Growth Plan, which consists of self-assessment, goal setting, and a plan for attainment. This plan is submitted electronically to your supervisor on Class Dashboard no later than August 30th. By September 15th, your supervisor will review your professional growth plan and then communicate, in a conference or via email, whether or not your goal and plan have been approved. If not approved, your supervisor will provide you with suggestions for changes or additions. Please note, as part of the end-of-year conference and student growth component, your professional growth plan will be reviewed and a level of goal attainment will be determined. Next is leadership quality, which comprises 70% of the summative overall rating. The leadership quality rating is determined by evaluating collected lines of evidence and assigning an effectiveness rating for each standard based upon the benchmark criteria. The leadership quality rating is then calculated based upon the rating for each standard using the developed rubric. The leadership quality rating for provisional and probationary administrators is due January 15th. The leadership quality rating for Career 3 administrators is due June 15th. Next is stakeholder input, which comprises 10% of the summative overall rating. By December 15th, the administrator submits the response to stakeholder input form after analyzing and reflecting upon the stakeholder survey data. The stakeholder input rating is determined based upon the following rubric. Next is student growth, which comprises 20% of the summative overall rating. At the end-of-year conference and in conjunction with the Professional Growth Plan review, the administrator submits the Class or Class D response to student growth form. The student growth rating is determined based upon the following rubric. To determine the summative overall rating, each Class or Class D component receives a numerical score of 4, 3, 2, or 1 based upon the previously determined effectiveness rating. The summative overall rating is then calculated and determined using the following formula and rubric, which are found in both the Class and Class D manuals. The information from the leadership quality rating, stakeholder input rating, and student growth rating is then reflected on the Class D summative overall rating form, which is reviewed and discussed with the administrator during the end-of-year conference held by June 15th. If the administrator does not agree with any portion of the evaluation, the administrator has the right to submit a written response expressing his or her views. This written response must be submitted to the evaluator and to the Director of Human Resources within 15 calendar days of the mid-year conference or the end-of-year conference. A copy of the written response shall be retained with the leadership quality rating or summative overall rating in the administrator's personnel file in the Department of Human Resources. An administrator has 15 calendar days following receipt of the summative overall rating to submit a written request for a review of the evaluation findings. The written request must be submitted to the Director of Human Resources. If a review is requested, the superintendent's designee shall appoint an independent reviewer to review the procedures and make recommendations regarding the employee's evaluation. The review shall be in accordance with State Board of Education rules. The independent reviewer shall not be an employee of the district. The class manual containing all benchmark criteria is available on Class Dashboard. The Class D manual containing all benchmark criteria will be emailed to you electronically along with the Class D electronic forms Excel workbook. All administrators must complete their professional growth plan on Class Dashboard by August 30th. Here's a review of important dates. August 30th, self-reflection and goal setting are due. November 10th through 30th, stakeholder input window. December 15th, response to stakeholder input due for provisional and Career 3 administrators. January 15th, mid-year check-in for provisional administrators. June 15th, LQRs due for provisional and Career 3 administrators, as well as SORs are due for provisional and Career 3 administrators. If you have any questions regarding this presentation, please feel free to contact your supervisor or Cindy Hansen in the Department of School Performance.